Well, it's another Monday night, so you know what we're doing here. Another therapy session for the New York Football Giants. I want to thank all you guys and girls for being here, as I always do. What's going on, Dire Giants fan? Menace Gaming, Chino S, PB with the Dreads. What's up, buddy? PB, you ready for the Lakers tomorrow? I know you're all ready for the Lakers tomorrow. I'm ready to do some Lakers stuff. I got to get the hell away from the Giants. Big Vito, NJ, Mick, AB, Hot Knicks, Online, Big Blues, my main man. What's up, buddy? It's good to see Tim in here. Tim feels the same way about this team that I do. Has no problem calling out Joe Judge, and I guess I don't either, as you see. But, he deserves it. But check out Online Big Blue Sports, by the way, if you haven't done so. That is his channel. It's different name. Usually you're Online Big Blue Sports Entertainment. Now it's Big Blue Online Sports New York Giants Talk. Same guy, I believe. Different channel. Maybe that'll change it up. I don't know. But if that's Tim, he's freaking awesome. So definitely check out that channel, man. Giants Empire, Chad Ruff, KP, Donovan Payola, Easy Lopez, Tornado 3Z. I appreciate you swinging by, Tim. You're the man. Eric Garrison, Richard Arnold, Big Blue Elo, Neil Pancini, Scotty H, Anonymous. Thank you for donating $5 to Susan G. Coleman. UCF Jaguar, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, we got the same record, man. Big task at hand. Mark Hernandez, AB, John Kim. I want to thank you all for being here. As many of you know, in lieu of the super chat button tonight, it has been replaced with the donation button. I told you we're going to do a couple of these fundraising streams for Susan G. Coleman. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. We raised $725. Isaac, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, buddy. Raised $725. Thank you for donating to Susan G. Coleman. And I finally figured out how the hell to do this. So let me add my donation here to Susan G. Coleman. I mean, if I'm going to raise money, I might as well donate money, right? So let me do my part here. I hope that went through. There it goes. There it goes. John Kim, man, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for donating to Susan G. Coleman. I really do appreciate it. But let's talk about the Giants. I should put something stronger in here. Got Diet A&W tonight, by the way. I left the Diet Coke upstairs. I don't know why. I just grabbed a couple of cans. So, where do we even start? Jim Aaron, Dolan changed places. I think so. Run laps, Joe. Steve, man, thank you so much for donating this to Susan G. Coleman, brother. Really appreciate that. You know, it's funny when I do the videos. I watched the last couple of videos back, right? And I don't usually watch my videos because I usually don't like the way they come out. Like I might watch part of it, like, yeah, I didn't like that video. I got to admit, the last two videos I did were pretty funny. When I watched the post game back, and I said that Joe Judge should be swimming laps in the Hudson River with cement shoes. I didn't even know I really said that the way I did. I started laughing at myself. I'm like, oh, that was pretty funny, Baddog. I got to give you credit on that. Duncan Wright, man, thank you so much for donating to Susan G. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. Again, I really appreciate all the donations, man. Again, just, I like doing these fundraising streams, man. They're, like I said, I've said this before. I'm just, you guys and girls have been so crazy. Max, I was actually in Hot Take Hockey stream watching the Ranger game. Shesterkin was amazing tonight, man. Just the Rangers got it. Out of all the New York teams, the Rangers got the brightest future. They got so much young talent. They got the brightest future. But if it wasn't for all the support that you guys and girls show my channel all the time watching the video, I mean, the video's been awesome. Like most of my videos are over 10,000 views. Lizzie Loves Lovely, thanks so much. I really appreciate you donating to Susan G. Coleman. Without the format that you guys are giving me, without blowing the channel up the way you do, without the support, without this many people in the live streams, I would never be able to raise money for charity, do fundraisers. And even if you don't donate, just to raise awareness for a great cause like this. Irish Rover, man, thank you so much for donating to Susan G. I appreciate you, buddy. Like I said, man, there is no cure, but because of the technology, because of foundations, because of charities like Susan G. Coleman, people are surviving cancer a lot better than they used to. You know, they're able to beat it. They're able to be cancer free. It's a really good cause. My mom is a breast cancer survivor. I know there's a lot of people out there that are breast cancer survivors or cancer survivors in general. So, you know, I'm just doing a tiny part, but without you guys and girls doing what you do for me, I can never do this. And you know, I really appreciate it. I can never, ever, ever, there's not enough words to tell you. And I know I say it all the time, and it may sound like a broken record, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I could never do this. I never thought my channel would get to a point where we're almost at 77,000 subscribers. It's insane. And I can't believe that there's that many people that like to listen to a loudmouth, obnoxious Italian ramble on about the shitty New York Giants. So I really do appreciate it. LA Lou, thanks so much for donating. I really appreciate your contributions to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. So thank you so much. But let me talk about, so I did that video, and then today, Diehard Giants fan, thank you so much. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. $854 raised. It is so awesome, man. You guys are so awesome. Yes, we do have a lot of Laker fans too, AB. Absolutely. Absolutely. But most of my videos are on the Giants. You know what I mean? I don't do a ton of Laker videos, but a lot of people watch my Giants videos. Anonymous and Anthony DeSantis, thank you so much for your donations. I really do appreciate it, man. $879 raised. You guys are unbelievable. I really appreciate it. So I watched the Joe Judge video back today, and I actually sat there and listened to him. I'm like, you know what? That was a damn good video, man. That was good. That was a good one. I don't usually think my videos are good. I was like, that was a good one. My favorite part of that video, though, and I don't know if you guys watched it. I don't know if you saw it or read the pinned comment. When the guy told me, the guy says, stop winning like a baby or like a child. He said, stop winning. WHINNIG. He told me to stop winning like a child. So my response was simply stop spelling like one. And I just read that back and started laughing at myself again. So I just thought that I was like, that's like the best comeback ever. I didn't even insult him or anything. Just stop spelling like I crack myself up sometimes. What can I say? Anonymous, thank you so much for your donation to Susan G. I really appreciate it. That's funny. So let me talk about Joe Judge. Let me talk about Joe Judge. King Justin, I don't worry about the hate, bro. I barely ever pay attention to that. I know that I don't want to say in this line of work, but I know that when you're in a public format and you're putting your opinions out, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, any social media, and you get a big enough following, you're going to run into people that don't like you. That's okay. Yo, Tim. Thank you, buddy. I mean, that is freaking awesome. Thank you so much. He got us to our goal of $1,000. Yeah, cheers to you, sir. Fantastic. Subscribe to that, man, please. We're going to be working together soon. I love working with Tim. The only problem I have with Tim is this. When I get him on the channel, I don't want to let him go. So it's the only problem. I could keep Tim, like I do 24-hour live streams. I could have Tim there the entire time and talk his ear off. Seriously. But subscribe to Online Big Blue Sports Entertainment, man. He's the man. He is really good at what he does. Love his videos. Obviously, I love his takes because a lot of them are like mine. He might actually be a little bit harder on the Giants than I am. But like I said, I've worked with him a number of times. He does great work over there. Definitely one of my favorites. So, Diehard Giants fan, thank you for dropping the link to his channel too. If you guys are not subscribed to Online Big Blue Sports, please go over there and check him out. He is great. He is really, really, really good at what he does. But yeah, like I was saying, Justin, you're going to get hate. It's okay. I'm used to the criticism. It's all right. It does not bother me. But I just, once in a while, you got to defend yourself. And like I said, that wasn't even like I was laughing at that comment. That's why I pinned it, because I thought it was so ridiculously stupid. I love when people say stop crying. I love that. That's one of my favorite comments. Stop crying. Well, I mean, okay, if you're happy with the Giants being a dumpster fire, okay, but I'm not. And I don't think I'm crying about it. I think I'm complaining like any other Giants fan would. I think that this team being as lousy as it's been for years, I think we have the right to complain about it. So I don't really concern myself with that. One thing I want to say though, the one thing that I read a lot, and again, I do read all the comments. I don't respond to all the, I obviously don't. It's a blessing that I don't have time to respond to all the comments. You guys are amazing. Entertainer in the house with a $5. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. My main man right there. My main man. The Entertainer Talking Sports. I'm pretty sure everybody in here is subscribed to him. The yin to my yang. Us two gluttons for punishment. But thank you, man. I appreciate you. Chris is the freaking man. He needs no introduction in these parts. The one thing I saw about the Joe Judge video today that I got a lot of this. The people that didn't like it, the complaints that I got about this was the injury thing. The injury thing. Right? This is what I got. I appreciate you, Chris. I appreciate you, man. You know what? The only reason I talk about it, Chris, is because it's cathartic to me to get it the hell off my chest. Like, for me, seriously, it is a release of frustration. And I always feel like when I'm frustrated, I need to vent. It's a big reason why I work out, honestly. And I'm frustrated a lot, as most of you know. The Joe Judge video, the injuries. We're injured. How can you say that about Joe Judge? We're injured. We're injured. We have too many injuries. I don't tell anybody how to root for the team, and I respect everybody's opinion. But my opinion, the way I live my life, and I even mentioned it in the video, I'm not an excuse maker. I feel like if you make excuses, you make excuses in life. I feel like that's just some people that make excuses for almost anything. Are we injured? Yeah. Yeah. We do have injuries, but you know what? When first and foremost, do we really think if we were completely healthy, that's 5 touchdowns difference against the Rams? We were down 38-3 in that game. McVay took his foot off the gas pedal in the third quarter, just ran the ball for 10 straight minutes and kicked a field goal. Do we really think that was 5 touchdowns difference if all of our offensive players were healthy? Is it 5 touchdowns difference? No. But here's the kicker, guys. Here's the kicker. When all of our offensive players were healthy, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Kadarius Toney, Kenny Golladay, Saquon Barkley, Andrew Thomas, Daniel Jones, when they were all healthy, I don't know what the hell I just did there. I picked the scab off my arm. Good job, dumbass. It's like, why am I bleeding? What the hell that was? We were 0-3. 0-3. With all those guys healthy, we were 0-3. When Shepard and Slayton got hurt, we won our only game of the year. So I don't want to hear, and we couldn't beat the Falcons when our offense was healthy. The damn Falcons. At home, when they retired Eli Manning's number. That was with our offense healthy. Put up 14 against the Falcons, lost the game 17-14, but you're going to tell me it's the injuries. No. Team was bad before the injuries. Team is worse after the injuries. We weren't winning before the injuries. Now we're not competing after. Difference. Joe Judge sold us a bill of goods. I bought it. And I told you, if you didn't watch the video, I mentioned at the end of the video, or somewhere in the video, that I am going to do a video talking about everything that I was wrong about. And that was definitely one of them. I thought that guy would have changed things around. And not only is it just the ridiculous things that he does in the field, the stupid challenge on the scoring, like just dumb, the wasting of the timeouts, the bad challenges. Sometimes the team just lets down. You can't tell me that when Cooper Kupp scored that last touchdown, that defense tried to stop him. I watched it happen. But it is the damn press conference week after week. Well, I got to go to the tape. You know what? I'm trying to get the guys going right there. I'm trying to get him going right there. I'm trying to get him to make a play right there. He says right there, and I'm going to the tape constantly. It's the same damn thing week in and week out. And like people said, like L.A. Lou said, it's an excuse. I'm not answering the question. That's what that is. I don't like that. I don't like that. You're not taking accountability for it. Dan Campbell may lose his job in Detroit. He probably will. The Lions are 0-6. If there's one team worse in the NFL than us, it's the Lions. Poor Lions fans. I feel bad for the Lions fans. They've been bad forever. Those poor people in Detroit. I don't even know what the hell to think of that. But Dan Campbell comes out and says the quarterback needs to make more plays. The quarterback needs to carry more. Can't Joe Judge? I'm not saying that he needs to say Daniel Jones needs to step up. Can he say we got to do better? Can he just come out and go, we were terrible? Why can't he just come out and go 38-11 is unacceptable? We got embarrassed. That's terrible. I did a bad job. They did a bad job. We have to figure it out. We got to get way better than that. That's unacceptable. Why can't he say that? What prevents him to go, this is unacceptable. This will not be tolerated. And that starts with me. I got to do a better job of getting the team prepared. Why can't he say that? We may not like you being 1-5, but God Almighty, if you take accountability here in New York, the fans will at least respect you. That's what pisses me more than anything else that the guy does. Deflect. Just will not admit, hey, we stunk. Why can't he say that? Why? I hate it. Exactly, Jay Fleming. There's a reason, guys, and I mentioned this in the preseason. I said, why are these guys retiring? Why did 3 guys retire? I'm not even talking about Kelvin Benjamin. Listen, Kelvin Benjamin could say what he wants. Fact of the matter is, Kelvin Benjamin screwed himself. They asked the guy to get down to 251, and he gained weight. Okay, that's his fault. I'm not blaming Joe Judge for that. Anonymous, thank you so much for donating $5 to Susan G. Coleman. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody that donated to such a wonderful cause tonight. I really do appreciate it, guys. But I can't stand that. I did about the booing, which is why I mentioned it in the video that, what do fans got to go to the tape? Do fans are not allowed to boo because we got to go to the tape? We can see what's going on. I hate that I got to go to the tape. This is why you'll never see me on people. I love when people, it's one of my favorite comments. Baddog, you should be on ESPN. You should be calling the game, whatever. They would never put me on TV because I am too real. And if I got that shit answer for Joe Judge about I'm going to go to the tape, I would say to him, what are you doing during the game then? What do you not see during the game, Joe, that you have to look at on tape? Are you not watching the game? What are you doing when you have Matt Parrott protecting Daniel Jones much better, and then you put in Nate Solder and Daniel Jones gets decapitated? What the hell do you need to go to the tape to see that for? I'm sitting in wherever the hell the media sits. I'm watching on TV, and I can see it, Joe. Why do you have to go to the tape? Like, I don't get it. It's a fact, man. You're right, Giants girl in Florida. You're right. I don't think they do. Right. Is it live or is it Memorex? I've said he needs to make a tape and go out there. What's going on there, Johnny Laterno, my man? How you doing, buddy? Yes. He says, Baddog, you're the best, my friend. Amazing person, just a Giants fan, but fly eagles into the side of the dumpster, but I need to go to a tape. You know what's funny? Giants girl in Florida, I've said before, I think a big reason that a lot of content creators, sports content creators, succeed on YouTube is because I think that the average working person, the average fan is sick and tired of the media BS, the fluff pieces that they put out there. And I think they want real views from real people. And we're not, they're like Dire Giants fan just said, we're unfiltered here. Listen, I know I have bold opinions. I'm a bold person. I have a bold personality. Listen, man, it is what it is. I'm Italian. I'm an Italian New Yorker. I'm loud. I'm stubborn. I am your typical. Listen, Uncle Lou, years ago, probably 7 years ago, found my channel. And He said, Uncle Lewis said this. He goes, as soon as I saw Baddog and heard him talk, he goes, I had to subscribe to him because he goes, when I picture in my head what a New Yorker looks and sounds like, Baddog's the guy. Baddog is the typical guy that you think of when you think of a New Yorker. I was like, oh, I appreciate that because I probably am. Yes, we're a different breed up here. You know, not saying that's good or bad, but we are what we are. And I do embody New York. Even though I'm an upstate New Yorker, I definitely embody the personality of someone that lives down in the boroughs. There's no doubt about that. But that's okay. That's not for everybody, and I'm fine with that. You know, I'm fine with being criticized for my opinion. It doesn't bother me. If it bothered me, I wouldn't be doing this. You know, so it's all good. There's some people that are just, some of the trolls are just really stupid and annoying, and they bring like nothing to it. You want to criticize my opinion, fine. But when I see the same thing written, like you're ugly 15 times, like, all right, man, grow up, you know, but it's all good. Married a girl from New York. Well, I mean, you are Italian, Anthony. You know, but it's just a fact, Roldy. It's a fact. Thank you, Alabama Janice. I appreciate that. You know, Kenzo, you're not alone. A lot of people love my rants. It's funny, Kenzo, because people, they say to me all the time, you know, they're like bad. Anytime I get mad or put something on Twitter that takes me off, like Baddog rant video. And I can't do a rant video for everything because they lose their luster. I have to rant when I really feel it. Listen, I was mad yesterday at that performance. It pissed me off. Keeping it firm. Thank you so much for donating 20 to Susan G. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much, guys and girls. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. I'm glad you enjoy my rants. And the funny thing is, I know that with my rants are very heartfelt. They're not acted. I've always told people that when they say, what do I do to be successful on YouTube? What do I got to do to grow a channel? I always say, be yourself. I said, people may not be able to reach out and touch you. They may not be able to talk to you face to face. I said, but people aren't stupid, man. They can sense when somebody's acting and when somebody's genuine. You're never going to get a rant from me that's an act. You don't get an act here. This is me. People that met me at the Giants game a couple years ago, they'll tell you this is me in person. I am no different in person than I am on here. I am 100% the same. And it doesn't matter if I have 1 subscriber or if I had 10 million subscribers. I will never change. It will never happen. People don't need to like me, but that's fine. I'm not going to change who I am to appease other people. That's not who I am in life. That's not who I am on here. I'm too old to care. You know what I mean? I got nothing to prove. I'm 45, I'm married, I got a kid, I got a job, I own a house. You know, I do what everybody else does in this life, or most people do in this life. I'm getting off topic here. But, you know, no, unapologetically myself. Not apologetically. I don't apologize for who I am ever. Unapologetically. My rants are genuine. I was mad about the performance yesterday. I felt like they quit. I felt like that effort sucked. And I didn't like it. So I make the post-game video. And I still was pissed. I watched Joe Judge's press conference. And it made me more mad. And then I went downstairs and I recorded the video that you saw today. And I just scheduled it for today. But I actually recorded that last night because I was still mad. And I still had rant to get out of my system. But that doesn't mean tomorrow I'm going to come out and do a rant on John Mara. I'll save that for another day. I don't want to waste them all. John Mara will get a video. I can't stand what he's done to this franchise. And I know it starts with him. You know. I can't do it. I can't. I want to make good videos. Like and the thing during the thing during the stream yesterday with Chris, where was I going with this? Oh, with Chris and myself. Part of the thing with it's perception. People have Chris Fusco. For your wife, Chris, because I know she loves this, Chris. So for you, first of all, cheers, man. Thank you so much for donating to an awesome cause, brother. I really do appreciate it. And for your wife, buddy, Chris Fusco with a $20 boom. I know she loves that. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it, buddy. Paisano, I appreciate you, my man. Randy Granger's, how can I be the man when you're the man? I think it's perception. I think people think I'm negative all the time because I rant. And like I said, man, I live in reality. It's not like I'm making stuff up with the Giants. We're 1-5, man. We've been 1-5 for the last 5 years. We have the worst record in football since 2017, tied with the Jets. We haven't been over 500 in 4.5 years. We're in a terrible cap situation. It looks like we have very little talent. Even when we are completely healthy, we still can't win games. We don't know what the hell our quarterback is. Some people think he's a franchise quarterback. Some people want to get rid of him, Jeffrey Abbey. Some people, yo, Greg, thank you so much. We blew past our goal, by the way, guys. Greg, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for the $50 donation to Susan G. Coleman. We raised over $1,100 for Susan G. Coleman, man. You guys and girls are phenomenal. Thank you so much. Like I said, when we get towards Christmas, we're going to do a couple more fundraisers. Last year, I think we did Salvation Army toys for tots. We'll probably do those again. But I really appreciate it. Like I said, this is just something. If we fire both the GM and the coach, who do we? I don't know, Chris. I really don't know. I'm not good with the GMs. I don't know any GMs. Anonymous, thank you for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for donating to a wonderful cause. As far as the head coach goes, there's a couple people I have in mind. Eric Bieniemy. I think Eric Bieniemy would be a good coach for the New York Giants. Could really use an offensive-minded head coach. I think it's time. I'm a defensive guy myself, but that doesn't seem to really win in the NFL anymore. You kind of need a really good offense. I like Eric Bieniemy. I like Joe Brady. The guy that coached Joe Burrow up at LSU. I really like him too. So, I mean, those are a couple of guys that I think of. I would have to do more research. I really haven't researched it yet. I just know that. And the thing with Joe Judge is this. Not only does Joe Judge piss me off, and I, like I said in the video, I know that's not how you build a successful franchise. Yes, the Ranger game was awesome, guys. I was in Hot Take Hockey Stream all the time. Shesterkin was amazing. Amazing. We need a proven NFL coach, but why, Victor? The retreads don't always work, Anonymous, thank you so much for donating $5 to Susan G. Coleman. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for donating to a worthwhile cause. Great cause. Dashy, thank you for donating, my man. Thank you for the $4. By the way, your Bengals are looking good, Dashy. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for you, buddy. The Bengals look like the real deal. I like that team, man. I like Jamar Chase. You got Jamar Chase. You got Joe Burrow. You got T. Higgins. You got Joe Mixon, man. You guys got something going on over there. Good for you. You guys deserve it. Hot Take, old man Rob, how can I be the man? You the man? Hot Take Hockey, subscribe to that channel. He's the best hockey play-by-play guy on YouTube, man. I love Hot Take Hockey. Tonight's the one night that I couldn't get on board with him with the Leafs because they played my blue shirts. And that was an amazing game. I was happy for the point, though, Johnny. I was the same way. I'm like, can we just hold it for a point? I'll just take a point. I'll just take the point. Now we ended up winning the game. The amazing thing, John, is this. Watching that game, both goaltenders are amazing. They make amazing saves in overtime. Just crazy, right? The Rangers can't win a faceoff the entire night. The one time they won it, Panarin just kind of shoots at the net and it goes in. It was crazy. It was crazy. Real life, a girlfriend who's a Giants fan was so depressed after the game, I had to go shop and get ice cream to cheer her up. Yes, you're right, DeGrom. They do. I forgot where I was going with all this thing. As far as Joe Judge goes, we can't do, like I said, yo, F you. Thank you for the $5 donation, man. I really appreciate it. To Susan G. Coleman, thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. I'm only 33. I wish you got to add quite a bit. I'm actually 45. I wish I was 33. But yeah, we can't do what we did in 2015, and then again in 2017. Gettleman's gone. I don't think anybody. People may disagree with me on Joe Judge. They may disagree with me on Daniel Jones, whatever. I don't think any Giants fans disagreeing. It's time to get rid of Dave Gettleman. Anonymous, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I see my main man, G Money slot videos in. How's it going on, G Money? Good to see you, sir. Always good to see you. You can't keep the GM. Well, I'm sorry. You can't fire the GM and keep the coach. I don't want to hire from within. I don't want Kevin Abrams here. I don't want to say, that's not going to do anything. That's a lateral move. It's a lateral move. It was a lateral move when they went from Kaufman to McAdoo. It was a lateral move. McAdoo didn't make the team any better. They won, but go back and watch that season. We beat the worst teams by less than 7 points. Then we played teams like the Packers and the Steelers who got the hell beat out of us. That's right. One giant flush, people. One giant flush. Leontre, thank you so much for donating a $5, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you, my good man. I appreciate it very much. You need to bring in a GM that has free reign. John Mara's not selling the team. John Mara needs to just sit back and collect his money. Stop getting involved with this crap. Bring in a football mind and let the guy do his thing, please. You got to fire the entire coaching staff. We got too many coaches anyway. That was one thing I didn't like. That happened to Joe Gibbs when he came back to Washington in the early 2000s. Too many damn coaches. There's too much for these players to process. Too many cooks too many chefs spoil the pot. You can't have 40 coaches. We don't need 40 coaches here. We don't need 40 coaches. But regardless, you wipe the slate clean. You get rid of all of them. And you let the new GM come in here and you let him appoint the coaches that he wants and you let him draft the players that he wants. And if that means that Daniel Jones is a stopgap for a quarterback in 2023, because do not draft a quarterback this year. But you have to let these guys do what they do. And again, I'll talk more about this in the Mara video that's coming out pretty soon. Probably not this week, maybe next week, maybe at the end of the week. I don't know. I'll do it. Again, it's going to be a rant, so I kind of got to work myself up for it. I got to really feel it. But I'll talk a lot about that. All the stuff that needs to be done and all the things he's done wrong. Because it's a lot. You're not a bad team for 10 years because you have a good owner. It sucks. Fire in the hole, damn right. Irish over. If I had to guess what ends up happening with the coaches, players, front office, beginning of next year, what would you? I just said it, Lucas. Don't dump them all, man. Dump them all. Gettleman's going. Let a new GM come in here and do it. Matt Corral didn't look good against Alabama. Amazing guy. Not at all. Looked terrible against Alabama. They got garbage points. Alabama shut his ass down the entire game. They walloped them. They were up big. I think they won 55-21 or whatever the hell it was. But there was 2 touchdowns came in the fourth quarter when the game was decided. And then he got hurt against Tennessee last week. But I don't know. I don't like these. I don't like the quarterbacks. It doesn't matter. You need to fix this offensive line. It doesn't matter if it's Daniel Jones, Matt Corral, Malik Willis. It doesn't matter who you bring in here, okay? The quarterback, whoever the hell it's going to be in the future, needs the line. If it's not Daniel Jones, it needs to be whoever the quarterback is. You need to protect the quarterback, especially a rookie quarterback. You need to protect him, But it's important. There's no doubt about that. But you look, there's other quarterbacks out there. Justin Herbert. I mean, how good is Justin Herbert's offensive line? God, no. Justin Herbert's pretty damn good. Was Deshaun Watson's line any good last year? Did Deshaun Watson have a ton of talent? As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, and Deshaun Watson, although Houston was terrible because their defense was garbage, had the best year of his career. Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl without a very good offensive line. So, listen, I think Daniel Jones is a good skill set. I think Daniel Jones is a talented quarterback. The problem is, for Daniel Jones to succeed, he needs really good pieces around him. He's not a quarterback that carries a team. He carried in New Orleans for a quarter and a half, but quarterbacks need to carry more than a quarter and a half. I'm not blaming Daniel Jones for having 4 turnovers. But this is what kills me about Daniel Jones, because he made some really poor decisions. It can't happen. First and foremost, two things. This is another reason I didn't even mention the Joe Judge video. Two things. You're down 28-3 at halftime. Daniel Jones don't belong in the game. Take him out. Take him out of the game. You're not winning it. He's coming off of a concussion. Now, people say he shouldn't have played in the game. Listen, if the doctors cleared him to play, he was okay to play. I don't want to hear that as an excuse. The NFL doesn't screw around with concussions. They got sued because of concussions, CT, all this stuff. They are not messing around. If Daniel Jones was not 150% ready to go, there's no way they allow him to play. Because I think Chris mentioned this. The Giants doctors don't even check him out. I think the NFL doctors do that. So I'm not using this as an excuse. However, why in the living hell would you run quarterback sneaks with him when he's just coming off a head injury? That's kind of stupid if you ask me. Anonymous, thank you so much for donating $4 to a great cause, the Susan G. Komen Foundation. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Why? Why are we running quarterback sneaks with a quarterback coming off of a concussion? Kind of stupid. But again, I'm not blaming them for starting him. He gives you the best chance to win. You can't say going into a game, were we probably not going to win? Of course. The Rams are a proverbial Super Bowl contender. We suck. However, when you go into a game, you can't go in there defeated. You never know what the hell happens in a game. Daniel Jones gives us the best chance to win. But when you're down 28-3 at the half, kind of ridiculous to bring him back in the game at that point. Kind of ridiculous to have him running quarterback sneaks, especially on 4th and 1 from our own 40-yard line. Pretty stupid. Well, that's Joe Judge for you. People could say it's Jason Garrett. I've said before, man, Joe Judge, he's got a lot to do with it. VTJ, thanks so much for donating $4 to Susan G. Brother, I appreciate it very much. Like I said, we blew past our goal of $1,000. So thank you guys and girls so much. I really do appreciate it. Judge is as smart as Gettleman, not at all. Pick up the pieces and move on. Yeah. Yep, I agree. Yes, Judge needs to look at the tape. Darius, I'll be ready for the Lakers tomorrow. Like I said, the Lakers will be very relaxing for me. It was a rough game to watch the Yankees lose to the Red Sox. The Giants are absolutely piss poor. Doing the Lakers gets me away from that stuff, and I really enjoy it. It really helps me get through the long winter. It really does. So Giants can still win 5-9. Yeah, I'm sure they can. I don't think they're winning 9 games, but they would have to go 8-3 the rest of the way. I can't see that happening. There's nothing that I look at that go, this team's about to go on a run. There's Jeffrey. Says number 8 is someone you don't build around. It's over. You're probably going to get your wish, Jeffrey. You're going to get a new GM in here. I don't think he's done this year, though. I think Daniel Jones will be back next year. I don't think you're taking a quarterback and sticking a rookie quarterback in there this year. There is no discipline. Sonny, thank you so much for donating $5 to Susan G, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you, my man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you think that was a carry and not over-aggressive defense and you're all bugging, I don't know what you're talking about there. What about the 2-point conversion in the fourth? I don't know. But by that time, Flip, I was really just paying attention to the chat. I was keeping my eyes on the game, but it was hard. That was a difficult one to get through. It was hard. That was hard to get to. The Bears down. Bulls fan, Cubs fan. He's a Chicago fan. The Bulls are going to be good this year. A lot of people think Garrett is going to move in there. I don't want Garrett as a head coach. If they fire Joe Judge in the middle of the year, he might be the guy that comes in and is the interim head coach. But if they're moving from Gettleman, and again, I don't think you're getting any argument from any Giants fan that it's time to move on from him. You got to let the new GM have his way. If you want a good GM, you have to let the GM have his way. You can't force things on a GM because you're not going to get the pick of the liver. You're going to get a guy just looking for a job. And that's it. That's it. Abe, I wouldn't like. I don't need a proven head coach, but you can give me a good coordinator. Like I said, Joe Brady, Eric Bieniemy. Give me those guys. I would take Eric Bieniemy in a heartbeat. You know, I don't need Summit Hockey. You don't need to thank me, buddy. I thank you for being here, man. I don't need a Ron Rivera. You know what I mean? I don't need that. Ron Rivera. I like Ron Rivera, but I don't need Ron Rivera. But at the same time, we don't need another Joe Judge. It didn't work. Philadelphia's finding that out themselves. Nick Sirianni's terrible. I didn't think Philadelphia would be any good anyway, and they're not. They should also be 1-5, but you can thank Sam Darnold for gifting them 3 interceptions, and they got lucky on a block punt and won 18-15. You can give them that. But they're not good, and they weren't going to be good, and Nick Sirianni sucks. It makes no sense. Nick Sirianni went to the Joe Judge school of doing things. What they did against Atlanta was perfect, and then they decided, let's not do that again. The Eagles have not played one game since the first game like they did in that first game. Not one. They don't ever run the ball. You got a quarterback that has a limited skill set. What are you doing? You're dropping him back to throw 50 times again. Stupid. That's not how the Eagles are going to win if they're going to win. Run the ball with Miles Sanders. I forgot that. Run the ball with Boston Scott or whatever. Have Jalen Hurts check the ball down, throw short passes, once in a while stretch the field, let Jalen Hurts run. If you're going to be successful with Jalen Hurts, that's what you're going to do. Jalen Hurts is not a guy dropping back, throwing the ball down the field 50 times a game. He'll never succeed like that. He doesn't have that skill set. He's a game manager at best. That's what he is. You know, thank you, Lonnie. Appreciate that. What do you think about Super Bowl winning Eagles coach they just fired? Doug Peterson? Oh, hell no. Doug Peterson was terrible. I always said the Eagles won in spite of Doug Peterson. I don't think Bill Cowher's the guy. I think Bill Cowher's too old, Victor. I don't think the Giants need an older head coach. I think they need a younger. Look at all the coaches in the NFL that are succeeding. Sean McVay, he's got a young, brilliant mind, right? And the Rams are really good. Cliff Kingsbury, how good. It helps when you got Kyler Murray, my guy. It helps when you got Kyler Murray, but how good are the Cardinals? It helps when you have that type of coach. Marvin Lewis, no. Marvin Lewis never won a playoff game. Ever. Marvin Lewis is something like 0-7, 0-8 in the postseason. I don't want Marvin Lewis. No. As a matter of fact, Bengals fans will tell you they held on to Marvin Lewis too long. Louis Riddick, absolutely not. Louis Riddick thought that Dwayne Haskins is who the Giants should have drafted. Dwayne Haskins is freaking terrible. Terrible. And he also wanted Isaiah Simmons. And he hasn't been good either. Maybe he's having a better year this year, but I know his rookie year he was terrible, and that would have never fixed our offensive line. So I don't like what Louis Riddick had to do with the Giants either. I think what Louis Riddick would have done for the Giants wouldn't have worked either. So no, I don't like Louis Riddick at all. The fact that he said the Giants should have taken Dwayne Haskins tells me all I need to know. Do I think we're winning any more games, Fabian? Yeah, I think there's a couple more in there. I think we'll beat the Eagles once. I don't think they're any good. Nick Saban, no. Nick Saban's not coming here. Nick Saban is not going anywhere. He just signed a massive contract with Alabama. He's not going anywhere. He will retire at Alabama. You know. Yeah, I like Joe Brady. Like I said, Eric Bieniemy, Joe Brady, I take those guys. Ed Orgeron, no, I wouldn't take Ed Orgeron here either. Ed Orgeron was nothing without Joe Brady. You saw it. Ed Orgeron was nothing without him. Joe Burrow was there for years. They didn't do anything until Joe Brady got a hold of him. Byron Leftwich wouldn't be a bad one either, Vintage Skills. That's another good name. That's another good game. As far as like GMs, I really don't have a name. I don't really know anything about GMs or any of that. So I can't really speak about who the GM should be. I really don't know any GMs. So yeah, me for head coach. Maybe me for motivational speaker. Kellen Moore is not bad, but I don't know if I want another Dallas Cowboy in here, Zach. I don't know. Do we really want another Cowboy here? You know? Thank you, Noah. I appreciate what you guys do for me. Nice throwing home for the Sox. I didn't know I could hit like that. Huh? People saying Carl Banks. Is Carl Banks like a GM type? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know what it takes to be a GM in the NFL. I don't know what the qualifications are to be in a GM. Yeah, I do think we should switch it to 4-3. The 3-4 ain't working whatsoever. Jeremiah make a good GM. Listen, I'm all for whoever. You know, Steve Mariucci for head coach. I don't know. I think these guys that have been out of football for so long, I don't know if they'd be really, really good. I don't know if I'd want that. Jim Harbaugh. I mean, Michigan's really good now. Michigan's what, the sixth ranked team in the country. He might not leave. He was close to getting fired, and now Michigan's one of the best teams in the country. Lincoln Riley. I think Lincoln Riley make a really good offensive coordinator. I think Lincoln Riley would be really good for Daniel Jones. I don't think Lincoln Riley's head coach material in the NFL. As a Sooner fan, I don't think it is. I think Lincoln Riley is. I think Lincoln Riley's overrated as a head coach. I really do. Oklahoma beats up on a weak ass Big 12. They do it every year. They're head and shoulders better than everybody else. They recruit better than everybody else. They get the best recruits. By far and away, they're the best team in the Big 12. Then as soon as they have to play a team in the SEC, they get embarrassed. They get embarrassed. Outside of the 2017 Rose Bowl, Oklahoma has gotten its teeth kicked in by LSU, Alabama, and Clemson. I mean, Clemson was an ACC team, but no thanks. You know. No, definitely not Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin got pelted with a golf ball. No. No. Tyler, thanks so much for donating $5 to Susan G. Coleman. I really appreciate it, my man. Thank you so much, brother. Chris said Jim is almost a Giants coach. I don't know. Victor Cruz for GM. Martindale, I mean, that was a guy that I talked about last year, but I'm thinking at this point, Jonathan, I don't know. I don't know if I want a defensive guy. I'm thinking I want an offensive head coach. We always have defensive, excuse me, we always have defensive minds here with the Giants, although Shermer wasn't a defensive-minded guy. I don't even know. Can we just get a damn coach that has some semblance of knowing how to win a football game and putting a game plan together? We're gonna work on the strengths. Don't tell me what these guys can't do. Tell me what they can do. And what are we doing? Playing soft shell zone defense, and it ain't working. Why don't we play a little man-to-man? Why did you sign Adoree Jackson? Why did you give him $39 million to play soft shell zone? It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Tony Romo, I don't think Tony Romo would go to the NFL. I guess if the money was right, anybody would. I don't know if Tony Romo was head coaching material. I definitely think he would be a good quarterbacks coach to start, maybe an OC. He's smart. Tony Romo is very smart. Tony Romo is one of my favorite analysts. It's nice to listen to a guy that knows what the hell he's talking about. I like that duo. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo do a good job, unlike Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I always joke around. It's amazing. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, and anybody my age or a little older, a little younger even, really remember Pat Summerall, John Madden. I mean, it got no better than Madden and Summerall. CBS, 4 o'clock game, NFC East battles, always. The big NFC East battle, Madden and Summerall. The big NFC battles, Madden and Summerall. NFC Championship game, whatever, Madden and Summerall. Dick Enberg was fantastic on the AFC side. But we had Madden and Summerall. How the hell did we go from Madden and Summerall to Aikman and Buck? Could you get worse? How do you go from the absolute greatness of announcing to that? But I do like Romo and Nantz. I hate Aikman and Buck. Romo is smart. Romo knows. Listen, Romo will tell you what the hell is going to happen before the play happens. I think Romo would make a great. I'm not saying a head coach to start, but I think Romo would make a great, like I said, offense coordinator, quarterbacks coach, something. He's got a very good football mind. Tony Romo does. See, the Manning brothers, I don't think the Mannings want to get into coaching. Coaching takes a lot of time. It really does. Takes up a lot of time. And I think they're happy just doing what they're doing. But never say never. Brent Musburger. Brent Musburger's been around a long time. Brent Musburger was on the NFL Today back in the 70s, man. With Irv Cross. I couldn't think of his name. Irv Cross. Again, man, Martindale, like I said, Luke, I don't want, like, I'm thinking I'd rather have an offensive guy at this point. I just feel like I'd rather have that. That's right, Duke. Duke? What a difference having Caleb Williams. Isn't it? What a difference. How does this happen, Duke? Spencer Rattler is a Heisman Trophy favorite going into the year. Can't do anything. Oklahoma can't score any points against teams like West Virginia and Nebraska. They barely beat them. They're getting their teeth kicked in by Texas. They decide, let's pull it just like they did last year when they pulled Spencer Rattler against Texas. They bring in Caleb Williams, and all of a sudden, that looks like the Oklahoma that we know and love, doesn't it? The defense still stinks. But Caleb Williams is exciting, man. That's a typical Oklahoma quarterback. The guy can do it all. Spencer Rattler is a guy that I look at. He'll be an NFL quarterback, but he needs a lot of work. And Spencer Rattler is a guy that needs, like Daniel Jones, needs all the pieces around him. Spencer Rattler's not carrying a team. Going into the year, I thought he would be really good. He's not. When I sit there and watch Spencer Rattler, he's going to need a lot of help. He can't carry. So he's not a franchise quarterback. Franchise quarterbacks can carry. He can't carry. He can make some team a decent quarterback, like I said, if the pieces are around him. But he's not going to carry. He can't go to a team like the Giants and make them good. He can't go to a team like Jacksonville and make them good. He couldn't do that. Caleb Williams kid can play, though. Brian, thanks so much for donating. Is that the Big Lebowski? Hard to see there. But thank you so much for donating to Susan G, brother. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for donating to such a wonderful cause. Thank you all for being here tonight. I really do appreciate it. And again, if you're just tuning in, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Is October. So this is the second one of these fundraisers I've done. In lieu of the super chat button tonight, there's a donate button. All proceeds donated to my channel tonight, 100%, because YouTube does not take a percentage of this. 100% of the donation goes to Susan G. Komen, which is obviously for breast cancer awareness. And just, like I said before, man, without you guys and girls doing what you do for me, all the support you show me, giving me a big enough platform to do things like this, I could never do it. So I really do appreciate everything you guys and girls do for me. It's very humbling. That you've done this for my channel, that you continue to hang out in the live streams and all this stuff that you do with me, watch the videos. Like I said, the watching of the videos is huge. I mean, any content creator will tell you that. That's a big deal, watching all the videos. And I really do appreciate that. I mean, like I said, a lot of my videos are over 10,000 views. That's amazing. And I could never do that without you guys and girls. So I appreciate it. You're Lebowski. I'm the dude. Greg Harris, I do have merch, buddy. It's like right underneath the title. Should be like right underneath the title of my video. Yeah, I got a little with the kiss merch for basketball. I got 420 crew. You know what to do. Crew, smoke them because you got them. You just got to go. You got to go to Teespring to find the 420 merch. So it's not. YouTube doesn't allow me to put that on my channel, but it is on Teespring. I have some Hell's Base merch and I have some Baddog merch. But thank you for asking. But I do have merch, yes. I sold a lot of merch this month, which is crazy. Thoughts on the Cowboys? The Cowboys are damn good. Said it in Simus's stream today. I said the NFC East was a fight. They'd have to throw in the towel because the Cowboys are head and shoulders better than every team in this division. Not even close. Not even close. Hey, listen, when I did the roundtable with Louis T, Lord Brunson, and Law Nation, I predicted the Cowboys to go 10-7. I don't know. When I watched it back, Louis T said I had them going 7-9 in the live stream. And when I watched it back, I said, because I even said to Louis T, I'm like, I could have swore I picked them to win more than 7 games. So I watched it back and I did. I had the Cowboys going 10-7. So I knew that they would be good this year. I also had the Giants going 10-7, and that was way off. Way off. Jay, be honest. Outside of the game against Georgia, I have not watched one Clemson game this year. Not one. Not a one. Have not watched one Clemson game outside of the first one against Georgia. The teams I focus on, Oklahoma, obviously, and the SEC. That's what I focus on. Florida, Alabama, Georgia. That's pretty much it. And then I was watching Tennessee and Ole Miss. That debacle at in Tennessee. So, but I watch a lot of SEC football, a lot of Big 12 football. So the ACC, I really don't mess around with it. I did, obviously, when Clemson was great with Trevor Lawrence, I watched him. But now that the ukulele is there, I don't really pay attention to Clemson. I mean, when Pittsburgh is the favorite to win the ACC, there's not much to watch in the ACC. No, I don't, Eric. I don't think the Cowboys will win the Super Bowl. But I think they're on track to be really good. I don't think they'll get there. I think they'll win their first playoff game this year, though. I think they'll beat a wild card team. I do. But I don't know if they're good enough to beat Green Bay. I don't know if they're good enough to beat the Rams. I don't know if they're good enough to beat the Cardinals. A guy like Kyler Murray would destroy Dallas's defense, in my opinion. Kyler Murray's really good. The Rams are just a really good team. And then, of course, you got Aaron Rodgers, who just destroys the Cowboys all the time. Those are 3 teams I think could beat the Cowboys. But the Cowboys are no joke. And that is a very good team. That is a very good team in Dallas. I hate to admit that, but they are very good. They're very good. The rest of this division sucks, but they're very good. We've sucked it. Well, you know what, Zach? We're about to join you in the SEC. So Oklahoma ain't going to be running roughshod over everybody they play anymore. Oklahoma's not going to have a cupcake schedule where their 2 toughest games of the year are Oklahoma State and Texas, and maybe Iowa State. Oklahoma's going to have a much tougher schedule. Definitely. They're playing the teams that they're going to have to play in the SEC. But it's going to be fun for me. I'm going to enjoy that because I love SEC football anyway. And then I can really just focus on that one conference, Although the Big Ten is really good too. I've been watching a lot of Big Ten football. The Big Ten is the best conference in football, in college football. Although I don't know how does Iowa, I know the Penn State quarterback got hurt, but Iowa has been killing everybody. Like Iowa's the number 2 team in the country and they get blown out by Purdue. That's why football is so great. You just never know. We're going to hire Brian DeBall and draft Matt Corral. Again, I don't know how much I'm about Matt Corral. I watched him play against Bama. He wasn't very good. Malik Willis, I don't watch Liberty. Everyone loves this kid. Who does Liberty, as Uncle Lou would say, who they played? Who is Liberty played? Who's Liberty played? Can I see Malik Willis against a good like a Division I Alabama? Can I watch Malik Willis play against Georgia? If I'm going to rate a quarterback, let me rate the ones that play against Georgia's defense this year. That defense is sick. Barry, thank you so much for donating the 5. Barry and Mike, thank you guys for donating to Susan G. Coleman. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for donating to such a wonderful cause. You guys are great. You guys and girls are great, man. Like I said, we raised over $1,100 for Susan G. Coleman Foundation. That's freaking awesome. So thank you so much for that. Ole Miss versus Liberty soon. Well, I guess we'll get a good look at the quarterbacks that everybody likes. You know, I don't know. Who did Josh Allen play in college? Who did he play in college? I don't know. I watched Josh Allen play. That's what I'm saying. So once in a while, they work out. Abe, I'm with you. Abe. It does not matter who the hell we bring in here. If you bring in Malik Willis or Matt Corral, He's going to get smoked. We have no offensive line. Dave Gettleman, I'm going to fix the O-line. He didn't fix it. 7 first-round picks. He drafted 1 offensive lineman. And how good is he? Oh, Andrew Talon's pretty damn good, right? So why the hell didn't we do it more often? Even if Daniel Jones isn't the guy, you don't want to bring in a rookie into the situation Daniel Jones is in. Can we at least get a line? Let Daniel Jones play behind a real offensive line for a year to see if he is the guy. Again, I'm not a guy that makes excuses. But regardless, I don't want a rookie to come in behind this offensive line. Daniel Jones is going to have to play 1 more year, I would imagine. He's under contract. I don't know what else you're going to do with him. You don't need to pick up the 5th-year option on Daniel Jones if you don't want to. But if Daniel Jones isn't the guy, whoever comes in here, even if he doesn't need you, I'm not saying we're going to draft a Russell Wilson. How frequently do you get a Russell Wilson or an Aaron Rodgers or Kyler Murray or any of those guys? They're rare. You know, I don't know if Chris is talking about, somebody talked about this, how hard, I think it's been Chris, how hard is it to get a franchise quarterback? They don't grow on trees, guys. There's so many quarterbacks that have come out of college. Zig, thanks so much for donating to Susan G. Coleman, brother. I really appreciate you, my man. There's so many quarterbacks that come out of college that, oh, this guy's going to be great. This guy's going to be great. And they suck. Why did Dwayne Haskins suck? Why didn't I like Dwayne Haskins? You know why I didn't like Dwayne Haskins coming out of college? Everybody loved Dwayne Haskins. Because Dwayne Haskins played on a team with absolutely superior talent to everybody that he played against, had 6 other NFL players on that team. And then he went to a team with inferior talent, and he couldn't do it. There are a lot of... What about Tua? Tua can't stay healthy. I'm not, and Tua actually played pretty well against Jacksonville. I'm not going to use Tua's in it. Tua's only been in the league 2 years. He's only been in the league 2 years. 2 years for Tua. Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell. You know, Sam Bradford had to deal with a lot of injuries, but even when Sam Bradford was healthy, he wasn't great either. It's tough. And people can say, oh, yeah, Josh Allen. Well, it took Josh Allen a few years to develop. And what did everybody say about Daniel Jones coming in this year, right? Oh, he's going to have a Josh Allen type year, man. We got Kenny Galladay and have a Josh Allen type year. Josh Allen got better because the talent around him got better. Buffalo got better. That helped him out. His first couple of years in the league, Josh Allen was not good at all. Terrible. This is why everybody said the 3rd year is the year for Daniel Jones. Because, we got talent around Daniel Jones now. So he's going to have a Josh Allen type year. Frank, thank you so much for donating $5 to one of the calls, brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Lamar Jackson went to a damn good team to begin with. He was picked what? When the hell did Baltimore pick him? 30th overall? Baltimore was good. All right, I forgot exactly where he was picked in the draft. But those guys that go at the end of the draft, they go to really good teams. So it all depends. You never know. Justin Herbert, fantastic. I loved Justin Herbert. I wanted the Giants to draft Justin Herbert in 2019. He didn't come out of the draft. So you just never know. Jared Goff. There's another one. Somebody mentioned that in the how shitty is Jared Goff? He's the first pick in the draft. He's terrible. He sucks. Oh, Lamar's picked 32nd. There you go. I knew it was in the 30s. I just couldn't remember where the hell it was. How lousy is Jared Goff? He's terrible. Look at how good Stafford is on the Rams. Jared Goff played on that same damn team. Why couldn't Jared Goff do anything with the damn Rams? Yeah, he went to a Super Bowl and they scored 3 points. Goff sucks. So you never know where these guys come from when they're drafted, how they're drafted. There's a lot of factors that go from a quarterback being good in college to being good in the NFL. Work ethic is number one. It is a massive jump. A massive jump. And it doesn't work out for everybody. So you never know. We can sit here and talk about quarterbacks to blue in the face to replace Daniel Jones. But the fact of the matter is, not having a good offensive line isn't setting the kid up for success. And the Giants have got to address that. They have to address both sides of that line. The defensive line and the offensive line. It has to be done. You win the game in the trenches. As I've said before, and I've used this analogy before, it's like building a house. If you have a weak foundation, it doesn't matter what the hell the house looks like above the ground, your house is weak. If your team is weak in the trenches, you're a weak team. It doesn't matter what the hell pieces are above the ground. It doesn't matter how many Kenny Galladays and Adoree Jacksons you bring into this team. It doesn't matter how many Saquon Barkleys you have. It doesn't matter how many Odell Beckhams or Kadarius Tonys are on this team. It doesn't matter how good it looks above ground. If you don't have a foundation, your house is going to fall apart, man. The Giants are a house of cards. They look good on paper. They got no foundation, baby. That's why they fell apart. This team never rebuilt. This team, like I said, it's like you're building a 2-story house and you got about halfway through the first floor. You're maybe a little bit more. You're about to put the ceiling on the first floor and you realize, oh, we screwed the foundation up. We got to knock it down and start over again. That's where the Giants are. Somebody said Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones. Sir, you need to watch football. You need to watch football if you think Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones. That's either a really ignorant comment or a homer comment. Either way, you need to watch football. Jalen Hurts is trash. Absolutely terrible. The dude was 12 for 25 for 110 yards or 115 yards interception against Tampa Bay. Terrible. The guy had 30 passes for 93 yards against Carolina at one point in that game. Terrible. You know, I did some research on Jalen Hurts today because people look at his stats. Oh, look at his stats. Garbage stats. Jalen Hurts, 4 minutes to go in the game or less, has a quarterback rating of 125 with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. You know why? Because they were behind by 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns when he scored those touchdowns. So they don't play any defense. So anybody that actually watches the games and doesn't just look at the stat sheet would understand that. Anybody that pays attention to football and knows anything about it, you don't even need to watch college football. You don't need to even watch a ton of NFL football. If you just watch those 2 guys play the entire season and sat there and go, Jalen Hurts is better, then you don't know anything about football at all. And I guarantee these people didn't watch him in college. I know they didn't. So it doesn't matter. They have the same amount of interceptions, Flip. They've each thrown 4 interceptions. And Daniel Jones threw 3 interceptions this week. So they have the same amount of interceptions. Daniel Jones does not have more interceptions. Tracy, you don't need to apologize. I don't blame people for giving up on the Giants this year. I won't. I sat through the entire 2017 season. I watched every game. 3-13. They've never lost. It's the only year in the history of the franchise. We're talking 96 years. The only year they've ever lost 13 games. I sat through the entire 16-game season. I'm not going anywhere. Be here all year. We don't need to win. We can go 1-16. I'll be here all year. That's what a fan does. I love my team. I hate their situation right now. I hate what it is. They embarrass me. They piss me off. But I love them. And like I said, that's where all my emotion comes from. Because any of you guys, and I'm not talking about just football. I'm talking about with people. Guys, girls in here, you ever been in love with somebody? I'm sure most of you have. I'm sure you've loved somebody in your life. Not like your family, but, like a girl, boy, whatever. Girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, husband, wife, something. When you're in love with somebody, especially when it first happens, how many emotions do you go through when you're in love with somebody? You're insecure. That's a big one. Always. Anytime you start dating somebody, you're insecure. Why? Because you're like, man, this person's fantastic. I'm afraid somebody else is going to see what I see, and I'm going to lose them. Abe, thanks so much for donating 20 to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. When you're with him, you're elated, you feel fantastic, you're happy, you're ecstasy, all this stuff. It's fantastic. When you're not with them, you miss the living hell out of them, then you get in a fight. Oh, then all kinds of stuff comes out. Then you break up, right? Then you hate them. Then you're sad, you're mad, you're pissed, you're insecure. It encompasses every human emotion. That is me with the Giants. This is why I am so emotional with the Giants, because I freaking love the Giants. Love them. I've said before, my rants are no act. That is how I feel. You don't sit there and commit yourself to something for 38 years of your life, pretty much, and maybe not every single Sunday of my life, but most Sundays of my life. I commit myself to the Giants, right? I'm faithful to them. So I'm going to go through a lot of emotions, and I have watched this team. I have been elated. I have been to the top of the mountain with the Giants 4 times. It's no better feeling in the world. Anybody that's ever experienced a Super Bowl, I'm telling you right now, it may not be the greatest feeling in the world, because there's definitely greater feelings, but it's pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. When you love a team, and it doesn't matter what sport it is, and you watch that team win that championship, you feel like you're a part of it. Pete, Joe's McFly made a great video about this. People will be like, why do you say we? You're not part of the team. Why do you say we? I hate people that say we. Oh, we are a part of the team. You know why? Because without us, that team don't exist. Without us, paying for cable TV, watching it on television, paying for parking, sitting in traffic, paying for tickets, paying for concessions, paying their freaking salary, they don't exist without us, the fans. So yes, we. That's why I say we. Because without the fans, there is no damn team. So yes, we are a part of it. We stink right now. I hate that. You're not part of the team. Bullshit. Take all the fans away. What the hell was happening with baseball when the COVID thing hit and they couldn't have fans in the park? They were telling players to take a pay cut. Why? Oh, because we're not getting money from concessions. Or we're not getting money for this. Or we're not getting money for tickets. So you got to take a pay cut. Right. We're the real owners of them teams. We are. You think the owners are making any damn money without guys and girls like you and I? Hell no. So you damn right. It's we. I can't stand when people say that. If you're saying to me, why do you say we? Then you're not a sports fan. You're not a fan. Kenny, I'll be right there with you, buddy. I've never seen the Knicks win a title. And I can tell you this, I cried after they lost in 1994. Not really cry. I cried when the Yankees lost in 95. I really cried. I was really upset when the Knicks lost in 94, though. I really thought they were winning it. Because in 1994, after they'd lost to the Bulls all those years in a row, and Jordan retires, we get by them in a 7-game series, and then we have to deal with Reggie Miller, and it looks like we're going to lose that series when Reggie drops 25 in the fourth quarter in Game 5, doing the whole thing with Spike Lee, drops 39 on us. The Knicks blow a big lead. We go back to Indiana. John Starks has a big game. We come back to the Garden, and then the Knicks are down by like 13 or 14 in the third quarter, and it looks like we're going to lose. And they come back. Ewing had a great game, 22 points, 20 rebounds, or 22 points, 22 rebounds, 24 points, 22 rebounds, 7 blocks, 5 assists. Ewing played his ass off and got the putback dunk on Starks' missed layup. That was the ultimate game winner. All that emotion. And then to go up 3-2 against Houston and just be unable to close it out was heartbreaking. especially game 6, because I know Starks' shot was going in. In my mind, that shot's going in if Olajuwon don't get his fingers on it, because Starks was red hot in that game. So that one sucked. Mike says he saw 2 Knicks titles. Yeah, I didn't just miss. I would have had to been born to like 66 probably to see the 1 and 7, to understand the 1 and 73. What's going on, Jared? What's going on, guys? Thank you. I thank you guys and girls for being here. Just ranting away at a bunch of stuff. It always starts with the Giants. It always kind of veers off the trodden path. But no, I'm telling you, Kenny, it's a fact. I've said that before. After every Giants Super Bowl, I've cried. It tears of joy. Well, not 86, I didn't. Because 86, I don't think I understood the magnitude of it, because I'd pretty much just started watching. I know my dad did. And I tell the story all the time. My father told me, my father was born in 1954. So he saw shit Giants teams his whole life. When he was 9, they were in the championship in 1963, they were in the championship. Maybe it was 62. It was somewhere in there. I think it was 63. Or was it 62? I forget when the last time, but whatever it was. There was a 20-year period where the Giants were trash. From 64 to 83, they were garbage. They had 1 playoff appearance. That was 1981. So my dad, when they won, my dad said, enjoy it, kid. You don't know if you're going to see it again. He never saw them win. Luckily for me, I saw it 3 more times after that. But he wasn't alive for the 56 Giants. He didn't see them win the NFL championship in 56. So I knew it was something special. And then you just get attached to it. You watch it every day with your family. You go to the game, your dad, your mom, whoever it is, you get attached to it. So yeah, same thing with the Yankees winning the World Series. First time they won it in 96, I bawled like a baby. I never thought I'd see the Yankees win a championship. My dad had his dynasty in the 70s. My grandfather lived through a bunch of the dynasties. I never thought I'd see him win. Now, when they won it the next 3 times, in 98, 99, 2000, I just celebrated. I just enjoyed it. 96 was special to me. Nope, I have no advice for you. I'm 28 and you're not approaching 30. You're 2 years away from 30. And honestly, if you're 28, I should not need to give you advice. You're an adult. You don't need advice. There is no difference between 28 and 30. It's just a number. But at 28, you should have your stuff together by now. Not much I can do for you there. You're a grown man at 28, not a kid. If you're 16 or 17, I can give you advice. At 28, I was done at 28. I was with my wife. I was engaged to be married. I owned a house. I had my job. I don't have any advice for that. I can tell you what not to do when you're 19 and stuff. It's not cold. It's the truth. What am I going to tell somebody at 28 years old? I got a son that's going to be 28 next week. What am I going to tell him? He's a grown man. Grown man. I got no advice. I got no advice for the 28-year-old. Seriously. Like I said, if you're in a like 18, 19 and you're starting out, I can tell you, don't do this, don't do that. Think about your future. Enjoy your youth, but don't, think about your future. Enjoy your youth, but don't waste it. I screwed up big time when I was that age. But like I said, when I was 28, I don't have anything. I was settled down by then. I was done. I was where I am now. Just without the 4-year-old. You're 78. Yeah, there you go, VT Jake. At 78, I don't know, keep banging. Yeah, 20, I just told you. Enjoy your youth, but look forward to your future. Don't ruin your future. Plan your future. Save money. Put money aside. There you go, 78. Do some. Yes. No, seriously. Put money aside. Save for your future. Try to buy a house. Do all that stuff. Don't invest in crypto. Don't listen to people with that. Don't invest your money in the stock market. Don't do that. Unless you absolutely know what you're doing and you're professional with that, don't do that. That's too risky. Don't risk your money. Don't risk your money. And like I said, enjoy your youth. but make sure you're putting aside money. Start a nest egg. I watched people lose their freaking 401ks in 2008, so don't do that. My wife has a 401k. I told her immediately, I said, just let them invest, put it in an account. Don't let them invest that money. You invest the money the way you want to. But I would never just sit there and tell somebody to do with a stock, unless you really know what you're doing. Yeah. Yes, Kenny. Stay as young as you can, buddy. Oh, man. My man, Kenny Tompkins from the 518. 518, represent, baby. John Perez, what's up, buddy? Yes, I am a Rangers fan. I'm not going to say I'm a diehard Rangers fan. Because of my man, Hot Take Hockey, I got back into the Rangers a lot. But if they want a Stanley Cup, I'm not going to walk around by jerseys and be like, yeah, I root for the Rangers as hard as any of my teams when they're in the playoffs. And I just got back into watching them last year. I've always been like a casual Rangers fan. But yes, I'm a Rangers fan. Yeah, Agitator says, here's some advice. Well, Evan doesn't need to change his football team. He's a fan of the current Super Bowl champions. But yes, that is advice for any Giants fans. It's never too late to change teams. Oh, man. That's what we do. Yeah, Derrick Henry's it sucks to play against Derrick Henry. Yeah, Gettleman did get us good. He did. Yeah, I forgot the game was on. I have The Shining on over here. I forgot the game was even on, man. You know, I've said before, I am definitely more of a college football guy than an NFL football guy. Uncle Lou says it's very rare in the Northeast that I am, but with the way the Giants are, man, the way the Giants are, I really don't. Outside of the Giants, I really just don't have any interest in the NFL. I get very jealous watching good teams play football. I get very jealous. Because I'll watch a team like the Bills. I know the Bills are not winning tonight, right now. But I watch the Bills, or I watch the Cardinals, or I watch the Cowboys, and I sit there, the Bengals, and I just sit there and I go, oh, the Bills are going to lose. I sit there and go, why can't that be us? You're right, Fire Earthquake. I feel the same way. Oh, they could have tied. Like I said, I just turned it on. Well, that really doesn't make any sense. Well, that's the ultra aggressive Nate. Well, I can tell you this. Joe Judge would have never done that. Joe Judge would never. Joe Judge, the type of coach that goes for it from his own 3-yard line, but not the opposing 3-yard line. I guess he was trying to win the game. I don't know. I really don't know. Yes, give me a drink, Lloyd. That's exactly where I was on that movie, which I'm going back to tonight. That's exactly where I was on that, Nick. I was right when he sits at the bar and says, I just happen to have 2 20s and 2 10s in my wallet. Your money's no good here, sir. I know, Kenny. I know. He sucks, brother. But yeah, I get jealous of that. I am. So it's hard. It's hard for me to watch good teams because, well, actually, I passed that part. He just ran into Grady. I just happened to see him at the bar, so I passed that part. He's talking to Grady right now when he finds out who Grady is. No, that's true. Fire Earthquake, we would not. Giants fan, I agree. It's time to blow it up. So yeah, he's not in the bathroom yet. They're walking to the bathroom right now. Looks like you got a little bit on yourself there, Jeevesy, old boy. Yeah, Dan, Red Sox going to the World Series. Let's just hope that the National League team wins, whoever that is. I still think the Dodgers are going to the World Series. But I was definitely wrong about the American League. That's for sure. I thought that Tampa Bay would be going, and Tampa Bay choked. So Red Sox got hot. It's all it takes. Red Sox are a team that can hit. Their pitching sucks, but we all knew they could hit. They got 4 guys in that team that drive in 100 runs, hit 300 with power. That's how you win baseball games. Anybody that knows anything about baseball knows that. We don't have that with the Yankees. We know that. We don't have 4 300 hitters on here. We have Aaron Judge, who hits close to 300. We have DJ LeMahieu, who hits 300 most years. Giancarlo Stanton hits about 270, and then that's it. Then you got nobody else. So you got a bunch of guys that hit 220 or below, and then a couple of 250, 260 hitters. We don't have that. We don't have a JD Martinez. We don't have a Xander Bogaerts. We don't have a Rafael Devers. We don't have that. I do like the fact, however, that the Yankees look like they're going to be getting rid of Gary Sanchez. That makes me happy to hear that he's probably not coming back here. That'll make me very happy as a Yankee fan. Abe, I did not. No, I have to watch that. I don't think I watched it. I saw the 30 for 30 with Doc and Daryl, but I did not see the 30 for 30 on the 86 Mets. Is that on Netflix or something? Nick, I can't stand Gary Sanchez. The Boone does need to go, David. I can't stand Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez is probably like my most hated New York athlete, if you want to call him an athlete. The dude's lazy. I can't put up with that shit. I can't put up with that. I can't. What they hold on him for? Because he can hit the ball far once every 30 at-bats? When he strikes out 18 of those 30 at-bats, can't catch the ball, can't frame the ball, can't throw the ball, can't run the bases, jogs down the line, can't catch a freaking pop-up. What the hell do we need that guy for? How many games did Gary Sanchez actually lose the Yankees this year? I know for sure he lost one in Baltimore because he couldn't catch the ball. Lost the big one. Well, I wouldn't say we lost in Toronto because of him, but he freaking dropped the pop-up and that opened the floodgates. The dude's trash. Absolutely, Kenny. No heart. You nailed it. Gallo stinks, Mark. I made the video. I said, before we got him, I said, we do not need Joey Gallo. Let's go out and get Gallo. Irish Mike, thanks so much for donating $5 to a great cause, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate it. Over $1,200 raised for Susan G. Coleman. That is freaking awesome, man. That is awesome. Wanted to reach 1,000. We reached 1,200. That is so cool. I really appreciate that, guys. Whoops. That is absolutely awesome, man. You guys and girls are the best. The best, Cherry. The best. Why, Dan? Because our analytical department says that Michael Brantley doesn't hit enough home runs and his average is too high. We can't have a guy that hits 310 with 15 to 20 homer power. We need the guy that hits 206 with 30 homer power and strikes out 50% of the time. We need those guys. We need the guys that hit 30 home runs and drive in 59 runs. That's it. That's a typical Yankee stat line. Oh, here comes Gary Sanchez. He's hitting 203, 21 homers, 50 RBIs. Meanwhile, when the Yankees are winning championships, you had guys like Paul O'Neill. Here comes Paul O'Neill. He's hitting 317 on the year, 22 home runs, 117 RBIs. Meat, thank you so much for donating $20 to a great cause. Susan G. Coleman, thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother. Cracks me up, man. Cracks me up. I remember years ago, I don't remember the guy's name. I can't remember his name. I remember him telling me I remember somebody telling me RBIs were an overrated stat. I'll never forget that as long as the guy told me that RBIs were either overrated or useless. And I was like, that's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You can't win games without runs batted in. The whole point of baseball is to score runs. How the hell is an RBI an overrated stat? Kadarius Toney for quarterback? Yeah. I'm not willing to go that far. That was hilarious. This was one of the funniest things I ever read. I'm like, how is that even possible? How can you? I know you're one of these analytical people, but when you get to a point telling me RBIs don't matter, man, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Do I think they'll win a World Series in the next 5 years? I mean, I don't know because I don't know what they're going to do in the next 5 years. I think the Blue Jays have a ton of young talent. I can tell you that. They might need a little bit more pitching, Lucas, but the Jays are good. I love their young talent. We don't develop players like you do. We don't have Bo Nix killed us. We don't have a Bo Nix. We don't have a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We don't have those guys. Who's the other guy? God, who is it? Teoscar Hernandez. That's the guy, right? Led your team in RBIs. You had four guys in your team that drove in over 100 runs. I don't think the Yankees had one guy that drove in 100 runs. I could be wrong, but I don't think we had one guy in this team drive in 100 runs. Not one. Toronto had 4. It's insane. Toronto had 4 guys with guys that drove in over 100 runs. We didn't have one. Said that the whole point of the game is to drive in runs. It's not to hit home runs. Home runs is one way to drive in runs. It's not the only way. And the sooner the Yankees figure that the hell out, the sooner the Yankees will be back to glory. The sooner the Yankees figure out there's other ways to score runs in baseball besides hitting the ball over the wall, they'll be a good team again. But until that day, we're going to continue to mash our way to 90, 95 wins, maybe win the AL East, maybe not, and then lose either in the wild card game or the first round. Until they realize that guys that drive in runs like the Dodgers do, like Boston does, yeah, you can drive in runs at home runs, but you got to do it other ways. As soon as they figure that out, they'll be good again. The Giants season ain't over. They got an easy schedule in the second half of the season, so the Giants will still have a chance. Nah, they're done, man. 1-5 ain't getting it done. They're not. This is why, Stanley, if it was last year and Dallas was struggling, if Dallas was even 3-3, then I would believe we had a chance. We are 4 games behind Dallas. We are 0-2 in the division. So in essence, we're 5 games out of first place. 5 games out of first place already. Can't guarantee you're making the wild card. I mean, look at how good the Rams and the Cardinals are. So we're 5 games behind the Rams because we lost the tiebreaker there. So it's tough. It's tough. Words of wisdom, Lloyd. That's right. Do I think it could produce? Dila, I don't think it could produce unless we get the right coaches in here. The thing is, I don't know, because this is the thing, Dila. I do think the offense would be better, obviously, if it was healthy. But I mentioned this before. We were 0-3 with everybody healthy. Kadarius Toney, Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, Andrew Thomas, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Kenny Galladay. They were all healthy the first 3 games of the season. We were 0-3. Scored 14 points against Atlanta, a team that had given up 80 points in the first 2 games. We scored 2 touchdowns against Atlanta and lost with all of our offense healthy. So that's not good. It's not even the offense still. The defense, which outside of Blake Martinez, and I understand that hurts our run defense. That defense is trash, and they are healthy. They are healthy, and they are absolute garbage. Garbage. So we are not winning with that defense. That defense sucks. We have 5.5 sacks in the entire year. 5.5 sacks in 6 games. This is a team that was in the top 10 in sacks last year. And they have 5.5 sacks. How about them Cowboys, Mr. They're good, man? What am I going to say? It's a good team. I said it earlier in the stream. I hate to admit it, but you guys are freaking good. You're one of the best teams in football. Again, I don't think the Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl. I don't think you're beating the Rams or the Cardinals. I honestly don't. I think those two teams are better than you. Just because I think your defense would struggle with their offenses. Not because I think they're way better than you, but I think they're I think they're more rounded than you guys. Your offense is really strong. But the Rams and the Cardinals I think Kyler Murray would really hurt your defense. And then, of course, there's the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Just, he's got you guys a couple of times. I think you're very good. I think you're good enough to make the divisional round in the NFC. I just don't think you're good enough to get to the NFC Championship unless something else happens. I mean, it's a long year, so you never know. You never know what could happen in a game or anything. But just considering all things being equal, I think you're good enough to make the division round. I don't think you're good enough to beat those three teams, but stranger things have happened. But you guys are very good. I got nothing to say. Dallas is a very good team. As I mentioned earlier, man, in the round table that I did with Lord Brunson, Louis T, and Law Nation, I predicted you guys to go 10-7. I'm a Giants fan, man, and I picked you guys to go 10-7. So I knew you were going to be good. And the Bucks. Yes, amazing guy, the Bucks. But, I mean, listen, Dallas lost that game by 2. I think they turned it over 4 times, and they missed a couple of kicks. So I'll be honest. I think Dallas can beat Tampa Bay. Now, granted, Tampa Bay looked really crappy in the middle of the year last year, and then they went on a massive run. So, again, it doesn't even matter. Dallas looks really good right now. Dallas could fall off at the end of the year and get knocked out in the first round. It's always a team that gets red hot at the end of the year, so we really don't know right now. The Cardinals are red hot right now. The Cardinals could fall off and really struggle, maybe lose 3 out of the last 4 going into the playoffs and lose in the first round. You never know. It's too early to tell. It really is. It's too early to tell. But right now, I think Dallas is good enough to beat Tampa Bay. I don't think they're good enough to beat the Rams or the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals are the only team that beat the Rams this year. The Cardinals are the only undefeated team in the league. So, Dak is great. Listen, I was very wrong about Dak Prescott. Dak has earned my respect. For years, I said Dak wasn't going to be as good as he is. Dak succeeds because of the team. Now, granted, he has a very good team around him, but Dak is a gamer. Dak is a damn good quarterback. Good quarterback. Very good quarterback. One of the best quarterbacks in the league. Dak is good. Dak is way better than I ever thought he would be. He can play. Yes, we should go back to the 4-3 defense. Yeah, big win for the time. This is why the NFL is great, right? This is why the NFL is great. This is why football is great. How the hell did the Titans beat the... Well, granted, listen, the Bills could have went for the tie. We don't know what would have happened. But regardless, Titans beat the Bills. But the Titans lose to the Jets. Like, how the hell is that possible? How do you lose to the Jets and beat the Bills? Any given Sunday. Any given Sunday. What's going on, Peter? How you doing, buddy? Dak's gotten better. Yeah, Dak has. There's no doubt about that. Amazing guy. This isn't the 80s. This is 2000. I do love the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. The 80s was a great time. The 80s was the greatest decade in the history of decades. It's a fact. Before social media, the toxicity level in humans was way less. It's much different before social media. Way different. People were kinder to each other. It's just how it was. So yeah, I love the 80s. It's not the 80s. It's 2021. And in the 1980s, look at the linebackers the Giants had. Do we have a Lawrence Taylor on this team? No, you'll never see that again. There is no Lawrence Taylors. Not only did they have Lawrence Taylor, the greatest defensive player in the history of football, they had a guy named Harry Carson. He's a Hall of Famer. And they had Carl Banks, one of the best linebackers in the league when he played. Not to mention Pepper Johnson. Pepper Johnson can play. Pepper Johnson was a damn good linebacker too. Pro bowler. Guy was a good quarter. Not only did they have Pepper Johnson, they had Gary Reasons. Gary Reasons is a pretty damn good linebacker too. And on top of all that, the defensive coordinator was Bill Belichick. We don't have that here. Who the hell are our linebackers right now? Who the hell are our linebackers? Reggie Ragland? O'Shane Ximines? Lorenzo Carter? I'd rather have... I would take Lawrence Taylor by himself over the core of our linebackers on this team. Last Jedi, my lady, thank you so much for donating $2 to Susan G. Komen, a wonderful organization. Thank you, Jed. I really appreciate that, my lady. Kyler Murray already a top 10 quarterback. Shit, Kyler Murray's a top 5 quarterback. Kyler Murray's the MVP of the league so far. Kyler Murray is the man. That's something I was right about. Yes, I am streaming the Laker game tomorrow. Absolutely. It's opening night, man. What about the Red Sox? I don't care about the Red Sox. Screw the Red Sox. Give a damn about them. Care about the Red Sox. People are like, who are you rooting for? I'm like, I'd be rooting for the Astros. I don't know where the hell this perception came that Yankee fans don't like the Astros or that I don't like the Astros. I don't care about the Astros one bit. I hope the Astros kick the hell out of the Red Sox next 3 games. With that said, I hope whoever comes out of the National League wins. I don't give the Red Sox one. No, I've seen my 5 championships. I'm going to have to go to my grave with that. Until we get rid of Brian Cashman, we ain't going to win shit. So I'm just going to have to live in the past with the Yankees. Best New York pizza. I don't live in the city, so I couldn't tell you. Best New York pizza up here is actually a place called I Love New York Pizza. By far, that's the best pizza up near where I live. But I don't know. I don't live in the city. I don't go to the city either. It's rare that I go down there. Eric, thank you so much for donating $5 to the Susan G. Komen Foundation, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, my man. Really. Giants can't hold edges. Giants can't do anything. Braves winning it all. Listen, I'm fine with that. My man Sleeta. Listen, for any Atlanta fan, I hope they do. That poor city's got it tougher than we do. They don't ever win. They choke everything away. We've seen it. Last year, Game 7. Listen, man. I rarely. I don't ever sit here and say I'm a know-it-all because I get so many things wrong. So many things. But I know baseball like nobody's business. That's why people are like, what's your favorite thing to do? I'm like, baseball is my favorite sport. I know baseball like the back of my hand. I love going to Cooperstown. I love everything about baseball. And people are like, it's a nostalgia thing for me, but I love baseball. I watch tons of baseball. And I'll never forget being in the stream with Sleeta in the Game 7. And I think it's a tie game in the bottom of the 6th or the bottom of the 7th. And I say right there, the guy was behind in the count to Cody Bellinger. And I remember saying, you can't give Cody Bellinger anything to hit. I said, you can't give in to him. You just need to walk him or whatever. Do not let that guy beat you. I said, in a tie game, this guy can give the Dodgers the lead with one swing of the bat. And inevitably, the next pitch is down the middle, and he creams it over the wall. I'll never forget that. So for him, if they win, I'll be happy for him. If the Dodgers win, I'll be happy for all the Dodger fans. My man L.A. Lou, my man Benjamin. Of course. Got no ill will towards the Dodgers. Jim Wallace, thank you so much for donating to Susan G. Komen, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you, my man. Great cause you donated to. By the way, if you guys just tuned in, I'll be live for like another 15, 20 minutes. But in lieu of the super chat button tonight, any donations that go to my channel, which are always extremely appreciated, never expected, but I greatly appreciate it. But in lieu of that tonight, anything donated to my channel, 100% is going to Susan G. Komen Foundation for Breast Cancer Awareness Month of October. When you do a fundraiser like this, YouTube does not take a percentage. So every single cent, 100% of the proceeds go to that great charity. So thank you, guys and girls. When I started this fundraiser, I put $250 as a goal. The first night that we did it, we got to 650. And I said, all right, well, let's do it one more time for the end of the month and let's bump it up to 1,000. And we crushed it. We got 1,200, over 1,200. Doesn't show the exact amount. So thank you so much for everything. And again, I love the fact that I am able to do things like this. I love the fact I'm able to do 24-hour streams and donate to charities, to do fundraisers, because you guys have given me the format. And like I said, even if you don't donate, you're here, you're supporting the stream. That means just as much. That means the world to me, to the foundation, just to get the awareness out there for these things. That's why I do the 24-hour streams. That's why I enjoy doing the 24-hour streams. I did an impromptu stream the other day, a pregame, where I said anything, I was going to donate half of what I got in that stream to St. Jude's because my son was doing a fundraiser at school. I donated all of the proceeds, and I donated an extra $100 of my own to St. Jude's for that. So I just appreciate the fact that you guys and girls have gotten my channel to a point that I can do things like this. It means the world to me. I could never do this without you. I couldn't. I could not do what I do without you. You know how we talk about, when I was just talking about how the fans, like, why do you say we? Why do you say we? And I said, it's because we're part of a team. I say this all the time. I just host this channel. But this channel belongs to each and every one of you. Because without you, there is no me. So I could never do this without you. And it's extremely humbling because when I started doing YouTube videos in 2008, and of course I did them for 2 years, and then I left for a few years, and I came back in 2014. Even when I was doing videos 2014, 15, 16, even when I was doing videos then, even 2017, never in my wildest dreams did I think that I could actually sit there and think to myself, my God, like I could get to 100,000, like I could get a YouTube play button. Never. You guys made that happen. So I'm extremely fortunate and grateful that I have such great supporters like you guys and girls. I couldn't do it, man. It's and I'll be honest, man, I'm an emotional guy, and I've thought about, and again, I'm a long ways away from 100,000, and there is no guarantee. But I've thought about it. I'm like, if I ever reach that goal, man, I might shed a tear because it's such hard work, So I forgot what I was going to say here. I was looking at something that I wanted to. What's the difference between Joe Judge last season compared to this season? Because, Stanley, I don't think the players believe in his bullshit. Just like the fans don't believe in his bullshit. I think the players realize he's full of shit. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think they figured it out. My man Benjamin. Hey, man, that's all, Dan. That's all you need. You got Kyler Murray, Derrick Henry on the team. You're gonna win. I'll tell you what. Got our first win of the year. My fantasy team's trash. Me and the one my buddy do. We did not play Daniel Jones. Played Baker Mayfield. He got hurt. You want to talk about injuries? Our fantasy team is riddled with injuries. But Jalen Waddle had a big game. Adam Thielen had a big game for us. Henry Ruggs had a big game. Josh Jacobs had a big game. So finally, we're able to win. Pat Mahomes always puts up big numbers. Giants Empire, what positions am I going after? They got to go offensive line, defensive line. They have to build in the trenches. This team has ignored that for too long. This team has been ignoring that since Jerry Reese. Seriously, think about this. Since 2013, how many offensive linemen have we drafted in the first round? 2. We have drafted two offensive linemen in the first round in the last 8 seasons here. That ain't getting it done, people. Eric Flowers and Andrew Thomas. One really bad bust. One kid who looks like he'd be really good. And you wonder why the Giants continue to lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose? That's why. Whether it's Eli, whether it's Daniel Jones, whether it's Malik Willis, Matt Corral, whoever the hell you want to put back there, they ain't going to do much without an offensive line. So this is why the Giants have struggled since 2013. Because they don't build that. You can hope that your second round, your third round, your fifth round picks do something. For the most part, they don't. And that's why they fall into the second and third round. We screwed up in 2016. I understand the whole gas mask game with Laramie Tunsil. But if the Giants would have taken Laramie Tunsil, who fell in their damn lap, who knows? And in 2017, if they decided to do what Ben McAdoo said and draft Pat Mahomes or Deshaun Watson after they would have drafted Laramie Tunsil, who knows? Everybody talks about going back to 2018 with Saquon Barkley. Go back to 2016 and take a look at where it really started to fall the hell off the tracks. 2015, even. That's where it really started to fall apart. So I don't know. Rambo 21. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. I don't know why that would make a difference. Best quarterback for the job. I mean, I understand that some people thought that's why they didn't take Dwayne Haskins, but let's be honest, Dwayne Haskins sucks. It's got nothing to do with anything. He sucks. He's not a good quarterback. Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Dwayne Haskins. Just a fact. Yeah, we could have had Dak. I mean, that's a fact. But I don't know anybody that thought Dak Prescott was going to be a great quarterback. And listen, Dak Prescott, what they drafted him with Tony Romo still there, and he got forced in action because Romo got hurt. But think about this too. The Dallas Cowboys were a good team in 2014 and 2015. Tony Romo got hurt, missed the entire season. They had a terrible year, and they ended up with Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott. Now, I didn't plan on Dak Prescott being the starter, but they had already drafted Tyron Smith, Frederick, Zach Martin. Dallas had already built that line. It was a little bit too late in Romo's career, but they built the foundation. Then they drafted their running back. And then they got a guy who's a lot better than people thought he was going to be. So Dallas already had that foundation. Dak Prescott with the New York Giants would not be what he is with the Dallas Cowboys because he'd have nobody protecting him. But Dak is really good. I've said that. I was wrong about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott can play. Dak Prescott's a freaking good. Dak earned my respect. I told you. And somebody was talking about how, when somebody was rooting for injury or somebody was happy Barkley got hurt, some classless. Oh, it was about the concussion, about Jabril Cox bragging about the concussion on Daniel Jones. I said it's a classless bum move. People go, Giants fans were happy about Dak. I said, listen, there's idiots in every fan base. There just is. That's just how it goes. You're either a good, I say this all the time. It's very basic. You're either a good person or a shitty person. There really is no in between. And it has nothing to do with anything else. You're either a good person or you're not. There's no other factor. You're either good or you're not. I don't give a damn where you come from, how old you are, your sexual preference, your religion, your race, your creed, I don't care about any of it. You're either good or you're not. It's a fact. It's got nothing to do with anything else. It's just how you are as a person. Who you are up here and in here. That's it. That's it. Fact. There is no other factor. You're either a good person or a lousy person. People like you, Giants fans cheer. You go back and watch, I don't remember whose channel that's on. I am almost in tears. I felt so bad about what happened to Dak Prescott. And I hate the Cowboys with a passion. I hate the Cowboys. And of course, I'm rooting for Dak Prescott to throw 5 picks and then get sacked 9 times when we play him. But I was literally choked up and almost in tears when he got hurt. So don't sit there and tell me, oh, you root for it. Bullshit. I hated that. I hated seeing that. I don't care. That could be Jalen Hurts. That happens to. That could be Devontae Smith, and I would feel the same way. I can't stand the Eagles. With every fiber of my being, I hate that team. But there's no way in hell that if I see a guy go down with a serious injury like that, I'm going to be happy. It hurt to see that. So they just kind of cracked me up. Oh, there's another one. Well, I was trying to be nice to Mr. Wilkins, but obviously Mr. Wilkins doesn't watch football either. So it is what it is. Well, I try to be nice to you, but it's obvious you don't know anything about football, sir. As I've said before, anybody that actually sits there and really thinks that Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones knows nothing about football. Nothing. Yes, we both were upset. Chris and I are both upset when that happened. But yeah, if anybody honestly thinks that Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones, you don't know anything about football. You know nothing about the quarterback position, and you need to learn more football, or you need to watch more closely. I don't know. Yes. The Jets are better than the Bills because the Bills could not beat the Titans, but the Jets could. Do the Giants beat the Panthers? I'll tell you what, amazing guy. Every week before you play, I think we can win every game. I don't see why we couldn't beat the Panthers. The problem is this. I think Sam Darnold sucks, but our defense isn't aggressive enough. And when you play a soft zone with no pass rush, Sam Darnold's mobile. Sam Darnold should be able to have a good game against this defense, unless they completely change it up. I think that they can win. I wouldn't bet on it. Sam Darnold was terrible against the Eagles. The Eagles' defense is terrible. He had a bad game there. If we get pressure on Sam Darnold and force him to make throws, yeah. But if Sam Darnold's allowed to sit back there like every quarterback that we've played this year, he'll tear us apart. Matthew Goodman says, Cowboys fan here. Jones better than Hurts. Just saying, well, you pay attention to football, sir. You understand. And then people always come out and go, oh, look at the stats. Look at Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I don't need to look at stats. Stats tell half the story, if that. Watch them play. Jalen Hurts just had a game where he was 12 for 25 for 116 yards and an interception. And he got all of his garbage-ass yards when the game was over and they were down 28-7. Same thing when they were down by 4 touchdowns against the Cowboys and they got 2 garbage touchdowns at the end of that game. As I said earlier in the game, Jalen Hurts, with less than 4 minutes to go in the game, has a quarterback rating of 122, and he has 3 touchdowns and no interceptions because at that point, the game's over. The guy had 30 attempts for 93 yards at one point in that game against Carolina. He underthrows deep balls by 5 yards. He has Zach Ertz wide open on a deep out. He misses him by 5 yards. Hurts stinks. Well, yeah, Authentic, you're right. His coach don't run the ball. His coach is an idiot. I agree with that. But I'm going to tell you this. I don't like that he's got no help because, again, I'm a college football guy. I watch college football. Jalen Hurts had plenty of help at Oklahoma. Plenty. And he still couldn't throw the ball there. He could not throw the ball at Oklahoma. He certainly couldn't throw it at Alabama. The man graduated from Alabama and transferred to Oklahoma as a fifth-year senior to prove that he could throw the ball. So he went to the Big 12 where everybody throws the ball because there is no defense in the Big 12. He's got one of the best offensive head coaches there is in Lincoln Riley. He's got one of the best offensive lines in the league. He's got CeeDee Lamb running free down a seam the entire year. And the guy still couldn't throw the ball there. Everything was underthrown. It didn't matter because CeeDee Lamb was open by 15 yards. He got benched for Tua. Tua was a freshman. They benched Jalen Hurts in favor of Tua. There's a reason this stuff happens. I may be wrong about certain quarterbacks, but every guy that I've talked about that comes from Oklahoma, I'm right on the money about that. Right on the money. Now, Baker Mayfield, I overestimated him a little bit. He's not terrible, but he's not, I thought he'd be better. But he's not terrible. He's not a bust. He's just a guy that is like a Spencer Rattler, needs pieces around him to succeed. Kyler Murray's a superstar, which I knew he'd be. CeeDee Lamb is a superstar, which I knew he would be. Trey Sermon, I don't know what Trey Sermon's doing. Trey Sermon got hurt. But I'm telling you, yes, you're right. You're right, Jesus. I'm not saying Daniel Jones is fantastic by any stretch of the imagination. But if you watch their skill sets, Daniel Jones' skill set is way better than Jalen Hurts. Way better. Way better. And everyone says, oh, Jalen Hurts got no help. What the hell does Daniel Jones have there? Does Daniel Jones have a good offensive line? Did I miss something there? No. Jalen Hurts isn't good, man. I don't know how much I got to say that. You're going to find out. I mean, by the end of the year when he sucks, it's the same damn excuse. He's got nobody to throw it. Neither did Deshaun Watson. How the hell does Deshaun Watson have 45 touchdowns or whatever the hell he had last year? How is that possible? He don't have any help there. That team sucked. Why is he so good? Why is Russell Wilson so good? Who the hell was Russell Wilson throwing to when they were going to Super Bowls? Doug Baldwin? How good? He had Marshawn Lynch. That helped. Marshawn Lynch was a beast. That helps. But Russell Wilson's never had a fantastic offensive line his whole career. Russell Wilson carries. Deshaun Watson carries. Great quarterbacks carry. Aaron Rodgers carries. Eli Manning carried. People don't want to believe it, but he carried the team. Jalen Hurts can't carry. Daniel Jones can't carry. Can't. So, I don't know. Odell was a wide receiver. Joe Houston, you don't watch football. Daniel Jones' skill set's actually very good. Daniel Jones' problem is his brain, his inability to process, his inability to go through progressions. The man can run. The man is tall. The man is very accurate throwing down the field. His problem is bad decision-making and bad pocket awareness. Those are two things that hamper him. That's got nothing to do with his skill set. That has to do with everything with processing, which is also part of being a good quarterback. Jalen Hurts, I've said it a million times. Great kid, hard not to like Jalen Hurts. Great kid, works hard, good leader, has the it factor that I've talked about because he believes in himself. But at the end of the day, talent's talent. And he is not a guy that will ever carry the Eagles. He's not a guy that's going to carry a team without great pieces around him. He will not do that. I never said that, Grant. Why are you putting words in my mouth? I never said that top 5 to 8 quarterbacks are about. I've never said that in my life. Never. Was Eli Manning a top 8 quarterback? Was Eli Manning a top 8 quarterback in 2007? The man led the league in interceptions. Won a Super Bowl. Is he a bust because he wasn't the 8th best quarterback in the league in 2007? No, absolutely not. Never said that. I love when people put words in my mouth. That's always my favorite. Never said anything close to that. Never said anything close to that at all. At all. No, I agree. Again, Daniel Jones has a very good skill set, but Daniel Jones needs pieces around him to succeed. He can't carry. We see that here. We see it. He doesn't do it. Because everybody's going to say he's got nothing around him. Well, said Russell Wilson didn't have the greatest pieces around him. Deshaun Watson didn't have the greatest pieces around him. It's not Deshaun Watson's fault that the Texans were terrible last year. Ain't his fault. He did his part. Defense was terrible. Just like Eli Manning in 2015. It wasn't Eli's fault. Team couldn't win games. Eli Manning's throwing 6 touchdowns against New Orleans. We're losing the game 52-49. That's not on Eli. I mean, my God. I mean, what did Tom Brady have all those years? Good offensive line. Who was he throwing to? Randy Moss? They set every offensive record possible in 2007. But most of his career, he threw to Deion Branch, Troy Brown, David Patton. Won Super Bowls with that team. You know? So, I don't know. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see if I'm right about this or not. So far, I don't care what anybody says. I'm right about Jalen Hurts. Could change. I was wrong about Dak. Could change. But this is the difference. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong. Got no problem admitting I'm wrong. People that type, they'll never come back and go, I was wrong. They also will never come back and go, you were right. It's rare. It's rare that happens. But again, that's the nature of the beast. I'm fine with that. I know when I'm wrong. I know when I'm right. It's all good. You're going to be right sometimes. You're wrong sometimes. It's human nature. It's human nature. You put your opinion out there, it ain't going to be right 100% of the time. And if you're going to get upset because somebody calls you out on it, well, then you shouldn't be on here. It's a fact. So we'll see. One thing about Sterling Shepard, honestly, I think Sterling Shepard has been a letdown. I thought Shep would be a little bit better. I was excited when the Giants drafted Shep. I thought Shep would be really good. I mean, Shepard's not bad. Don't get me wrong. But I guess I expected more of Sterling Shepard because of what he did at OU. And again, it wasn't so much that he had explosive speed or anything, but Shepard is this guy. Shepard is a very good route runner. He's got great hands. He's a possession receiver, but what I didn't think was going to happen to him happened. He gets injured a lot. It's a shame. But I don't think Shep ever lived up to his potential because he couldn't stay in the field. And he's not a game changer. You know what I mean? Like at Oklahoma, he was a game changer. I thought we would have I thought Sterling Shepard would have bigger play capability like CeeDee Lamb does. Now, I don't think Sterling Shepard is as good as CeeDee Lamb coming out of Oklahoma, but I thought Sterling Shepard would have bigger play capability than he's shown with this team. Now, is that coaching? Is that Shepard? I don't know, but he hasn't shown that propensity to take, those slant patterns at the house. He was doing that at Oklahoma. He was able to play outside and inside at Oklahoma. He doesn't really play outside well in the NFL. So I thought he'd be better. Still good. I like Shep, but I thought he'd be better. I wouldn't say he's a bust. Shepard's been pretty good for this team. He just can't stay healthy. So I don't know. What I think the Giants do with Jones, I think Jones is here for another year. I don't think the Giants should address that position going into the draft. They have way bigger needs. And again, that is building your offensive and defensive lines. Because no matter what the hell the future holds for Daniel Jones or whatever the quarterback is for the New York Giants in a couple of years, they need people to protect him. I don't care who the hell it is. You need somebody to protect him. You can't have a rookie coming into this situation getting his brains beat in. I mean, you have a rookie quarterback getting killed back there. It's not going to do his confidence any favors. Why Deion Jones has no confidence? Calvin, man, thank you so much for donating $20 to Susan G. Coleman, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for donating to such a wonderful cause. Guys, girls, I'm going to get out of here. It's 12:10. I want to thank you again for all your amazing support. Thank you for listening to me rant. I always appreciate that too. Thank you for watching the videos. It's very important to any content creator's channel is watching the videos. I really appreciate that. Laker fans, yes. This man will be back tomorrow night. I'll probably be on here early. Normally I'm 15 minutes early. I'd probably be like 20, 25 minutes early. It is opening night against the Warriors. LakerDog will make his return for real. I've been there the last 5 games, but we will be there for the real opening of the NBA season. When I started this fundraiser, I was hoping to get $250. I bumped it up because we did it twice. The goal was $1,000. We went over $1,200. Love you guys and girls for that. Such a great foundation. Like I said, if you even if you don't donate or anything, just know I'm sure everybody knows somebody, lost somebody that has cancer, passed away from cancer, or survived cancer, whatever it is. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so like I said, the fact that I could do anything to bring some notoriety to that, not that I need to, because it is very popular. People know a lot about it, but I really appreciate all this support. Raising money for this awesome charity. You guys and girls are the best, and means the world to me that you help me out with things like that. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Get some sleep. I'm going to get some sleep. Got to get up, and like I said, 5:30 comes early in the morning when you do these things, or it comes quick. But I will be back tomorrow night, ready to go for the Lakers and the Warriors. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. It's a bad diggity dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.